People are going to think I'm trying to do this alone.
Hang on. We're live.
David! Ah! Hi.
Hello.
Well, that was exciting. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's all right. We don't have any viewers anyway. It's
Okay.
just us. Oh my.
It's really Thursday, right?
It
like
is.
I'm not making that up. Hey, Jonathan and Tim. Oh, I should put my computer in Do Not Disturb mode. Done.
Miles, Magpie.
Magpie, is that what we're going with these days?
Yeah. Long time no studio.
All right. And I am.
Hi, Danielle.
Ooh, okay. We got something coming up this week.
Yeah.
We do. Hey, Bubba. George. 3-week deadline. No stress at all.
3-week deadline.
KopiCon.
Oh, but we're all done.
We?
Well, I am.
I'm so happy to have a partner who is sensitive to my stress, whereby I almost we may be a few minutes late because of me working on the project I'm going to be talking about at KopiCon.
You're doing good work.
I am so not ready for a stream today. And David's like, I'm done. I'm fine. Who cares about this 3-week deadline?
So sorry. Let's talk about the poll because the poll was terrible. It was a gigantic mistake, and it was basically a vacuous poll, and I apologize for that.
First, though,
yeah,
I haven't seen them say anything yet in chat, but also I went off on a bit of a tangent and stared at you, and you were like, I'm ready for KopiCon. Anyway, anime fan, if you're here, happy birthday.
Oh, I haven't seen Anime Fan, but I bet Anime Fan will be here. But when they show up, just everybody pretend like we forgot their birthday.
Rude.
Be like, what
Rude.
Anime Fan? What birthday?
Anyway, yeah, so let's just say I am so not ready for 3 weeks away from now. Kay, hey. Love you.
Hey, Kay.
Yeah, 3 weeks is way too fast. But David's ready, and that's all that matters. Okay, now David is ready to talk about this awful poll.
Yeah, I really apologize. This poll doesn't make any sense.
Awesome.
It was ridiculous. The only way that it would have made sense is if we actually would have had separate languages that we were drawing from, but we didn't. And so I created essentially one option. And that was why this poll was silly. So, I mean, it looked like there were 2 options, but there was really one. I guess there were 2 options, but one of them was just completely ridiculous.
Well, 2 things. One,
yeah,
Matisse was too tired to be able to vote, and I'm so sorry, Matisse. I hope you bounce back from your travel exhaustion, because, yeah, that can always be crazy. And 2, yes, Alice, I hope you are okay. And Magpie, that's awful.
Get my hair cut.
And so all of that's going on whilst we have a poll that is a fake poll.
Yeah, so basically I came up with 2 clever ways of implementing our base 18 system, but a commenter pointed out, I forget who at this point, isn't A just base 18? And it is.
Yes, it is.
Like, because, like, if there aren't actually different languages to draw from and you don't recognize it, and they're just instead these minimal dialects, you know, of different dog languages that are all the same language, then it's like, how would you even know the difference between this and base 18? And the answer is that you couldn't. So it would really not be very interesting at all. So that really left us with only one option, which was the maximal base. So this one is slightly interesting. So we're going to have, you know, single words for 1 through 6. Then for 7 through 10, we're going to have, we're going to keep on with the original number base. And so rather than have a unique word for 7, we have 6 plus 1, 6 plus 2, 6 plus 3, 6 plus 4, or whatever that we're going to do. Essentially the equivalent of 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then we have the word from the next base for its, you know, its 10 word, which is going to be 11. Then we have that, like, their 10 word plus 1, their 10 word plus their word for 2, and so on and so forth. And these will be different words. And so it'll be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we will have the big one, and that will be the word for 18, which will be 10 in the last base. And thereafter, we just do that plus the previous 17. So anyway, that was a legitimate option as opposed to the one that I thought was a legitimate option that was not. I think patrons recognize that pretty quickly and B won overwhelmingly. So
I also feel like really you shouldn't have used Spanish for the 11 through 17 simply because once is an Englishy number word, and I keep reading it wrong.
They're pronounced identical in English and Spanish, though.
Once?
That's right.
That's how you say it in Spanish?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, once, 12, 13, 14, and so forth.
You should have used elf. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh, man, Silvertail.
It's very, very sad day.
I've had dishwasher problems in my life.
Right, Miles. Option A was an onion, and option B was Kopiko. And our patrons overwhelmingly prefer Kopiko.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So we need to like write this down in our document so we know that it's been voted on.
Oh yeah. No, like we already had like a little thing set up for it, and so I'm going to
Join me in the document.
note it.
We're getting there. If you missed the beginning of the stream, then you don't know necessarily that my brain is deep into another project and I am struggling to shift gears. As is my computer. Look at this. I'm beach balling just by trying to scroll down in pages.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Jonathan voted for the onion.
Yeah.
Love it. Someone had to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little concerned. Like, it doesn't even show that I'm in collaboration.
Yeah, it does.
No, it just says check. It should say 1.
What? Why did they change the way that looked? It used to be green, and then they got rid of green, and it was just the check. Now they've added a 1, too?
Well, the 1 means your collaborators in the document.
Well,
it shows how many collaborators are in the document.
It shows that you're in the document.
So where am I?
Okay.
Where am I? I'm beach balling. I can't do anything. I was trying to scroll to show the number page. Goodness gracious, this is awful.
You know, you can put Copico in a sandwich, but you can't put onions in a sandwich. Fact A. Fact B, Copico
I'm going to say
come out of
fact
the
A is
ground.
wrong.
Fact B, Copico come out of the ground and are natural, whereas onions are a byproduct of belching. That's fact B. Fact C.
You are so wrong on every account, and
And
I'm super
no,
concerned.
it is,
Oh,
there is no proof that a human being has ever eaten an onion and
oh
lived.
my gosh.
Copico, on the other hand, plenty of people eat Copico and live. Fact C.
Do you see why I'm worried about my computer?
Yeah.
We may do nothing on my screen today.
Did I just open Font Lab but didn't open the new file? Dang it.
Maybe. We can see in a moment. Well, if I force quit and restart, I have to shut down the screen as well.
Yeah, and the
on
stream.
YouTube. So, but I may have to do that because Pages, like, I told you my other document is killing things. I was not kidding. Anime fan! Happy birthday. Wait. Oh my gosh. Was your birthday at the beginning of the month? Am I doing this a month late? My brain is in such a bad place right now, I think. Anime Fans was at the beginning of the month. August 5th, not September 5th.
Do you think we
It's
already announced
August.
it?
It's August 31st.
Sure is.
It's not July 31st.
Anime fan, did we
But you know
already
what?
wish you a happy birthday on
We
the stream
did.
like weeks
I
ago?
think we did, and I am just double wishing. Anime fan, you deserve another birthday on September 5th.
I'm going to do something
Because I
there.
am in the wrong month. Oh my gosh.
No, I was going to try to get rid of the thumbnails because they're probably needlessly.
That's how I control the document.
Uh,
I need it.
No, we need to get rid of them. I think that they're slowing things down because it's having to load all of these previews. Ugh.
I think you're wrong. I think Pages is just like, it's not even showing we're in the same document. Like, Pages is having a day. I think I do need to restart it. Like, every time it tries to do something. My goodness gracious. Oh, look, you've joined.
Okay, I think it's set now. I think it's all good. Yep. And you wanted a restart.
I do want to restart because this does not bode well.
Oh, it's boating. It's boating.
Okay, here we are.
There you go.
David put.
So yeah, we already had that written down. We just had another option. I got rid of that one. And then I just wrote the way it works will be as follows.
That's right, Miles. Everything should be blamed on this.
Sorry,
The
I'm late.
super
I was
moon that we
watching
missed.
something else on YouTube. Lame.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my Pages has finally caught up. It shows David's in the document.
Hey, look at those flowers out there on the tree.
And
That's kind of nice, isn't it?
well, nice for us, not nice for our viewers who can't see them. And also, they've been out there for a while.
Yeah, but isn't it kind of nice?
Yes, I notice every time I stare out the window.
Well, that's lovely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So now we are, well, here, actually, you know what we can do? Here, we're going to add row below 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Because, I mean, what else are we doing with this page? We got 1, 2, 3,
Waiting for this to update. For now, it just looks crazy. Hey, Jake. And
What do you mean? It's
Silvertail.
what do you mean?
Oh, you found some Kopiko and HEB. Haven't found them since. Interesting. I have never seen them actually in a store. I've always had to order mine. And so, still going with the once, huh? And HEB is a grocery store.
Oh,
It used to be much further distributed. Now I think most of them are closed. Do they sell other things besides groceries? In my head, it's just a grocery store. Anyway. And I swear mate needs some sort of accent mark because, Miles, I keep reading it. Every time you write about mate, I read it as mate, and it really throws me off the first time through. Okay, yeah, so it is grocery store. That's what I thought. Like, but then I suddenly was like, was it more of a convenience store? And I couldn't suddenly remember. Um, but
that
yes,
should be enough.
definitely more southern or just Texan. Well, Jake is addicted to caffeine. See, you'd be in good company if you're addicted to caffeine too.
It's not a good thing. Let's acknowledge that.
That's how I function every day. He's judging me.
Oh. 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 Iced coffee supremacy.
Anyway, yeah, I think Alice Supermarket is more dialectal. I would never call a grocery store a supermarket unless it's like that's its name. But I know I've been in other regions of the US where people have more naturally said they're going to the supermarket.
It was more popular in the 80s. Now I think it's just a designation.
And so, yeah. Okay.
Well, Target is a supermarket now. It didn't used to be. For me, a supermarket has to be where you get groceries. And they've added groceries to Target, so now you could call it a supermarket. But before that, it wasn't.
But it's really not a supermarket.
But it's got the groceries.
Yeah, but if you're going to call yourself a supermarket, you need a lot more groceries than Target offers.
Well,
Target offers this one little section of food, and like I only go there to get the things that I can't go to other places to get.
yeah. But like that was something, you know, Target used to have a garden center. That used to be where we would get our Christmas trees. But then they got rid of their garden centers, and they started adding groceries.
The other kind of garden.
And so then it became a supermarket.
Do you know where I used to get my Christmas trees?
Piggly Wiggly?
From our woods. We always had cedar trees because that's what grew naturally in the area.
Oh, man. You just chopped it on down with your trusty hatchet. Yeah.
We took the tractor out into the woods and found a tree we wanted and chopped it down.
Why the
And brought it in.
tractor?
Because the tractor had the bigger trailer, and that's what you would, once you chop it down, you have to bring it back home. But you're driving in the woods. You can't drive a car in the woods. You gotta get something. Bring it back home.
Something with
So
tract?
We drove the tractor into the woods. Anyway.
Hmm.
Anyway.
Okay. So let's.
Wait, every Walgreens is on a corner property because their slogan is at the corner of happy and healthy. Is that true?
I've never seen a Walgreens that wasn't on a corner, but I didn't.
But
know
some of the
that was their
corners are
slogan.
kind of falsely made because that one Walgreens that's closest to us is kind of on a.
Oh, that's not a corner.
It's not a really good corner. It's more of a turn-in and a street.
It's on the corner of Chapman and Valley View. Talking about the same Walgreens?
I No, maybe not. It feels like, though, that side just kind of goes into, I don't know. Anyway, let's go. What are we doing?
Talking about the warehouse, which is where you got music in the 80s and 90s.
Where I did.
We all did. Where? The warehouse.
What?
That's where you bought music.
No?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're joking.
I mean, it was like, you know, there was Best Buy if you just wanted to get stuff, but if you wanted to be cool and get stuff, you went to the warehouse. If you needed it slightly bigger, you went to Sam Goody, and if you needed imports, you went to Tower.
Who's this you? Is it referring directly to yourself? Because
People our age that live in America.
one, the first time I was in a Best Buy, I was in high school. Two, never heard of the warehouse until just now.
She never heard of the warehouse?
Three,
Oh, man.
I've never been in a Sam Goody. I've heard of one, but never been in one.
Goody. Got it.
Four,
Goody,
what was the
got
other
it.
one? What was the other one?
Tower Records.
Yeah, never realized they actually had a store. I thought that was just a record label.
Yeah.
Okay, just a second.
You could also, they also
Wiping that
would
down
have
for you.
Ticketmaster there, so you could buy tickets to
Ooh.
concerts at Tower Records.
That's so cute. Like I went to concerts that age.
Well, I didn't, but I saw that that's where they sold them. They had a little Ticketmaster window. And it was usually somebody very surly, very judgy was at that window. So it's like, you better be going to get tickets to a concert they wanted to see. Otherwise.
All right.
Miles, there's other stuff on YouTube, and you're free to go there.
Oh, David, rude.
That's right. All right,
I was
so
just going to be like, Miles, we're having a day. And by we, I mean me, because I'm the one who is apparently still working
now then.
on stuff.
Now then. Oh, man. Why is that all the way over there?
So that way the patron thing was fully in view.
Lock.
Why is warehouse pulled? Did you pull that up?
See, this is the warehouse.
Wait, it's actually spelled where, as in...
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel like this is so fake.
Warehouse music. Let's see.
This is the fakest thing I've ever seen.
It was cool. And it's like, you know, where do you get it? Where? The warehouse. Anyway. Oh, look, and then there's the Tower Records right there. Anyway.
Moving on.
Yep. So, I'm going to need to black out the screen. Open this up. And we're going to need to open something new.
Had you already created
Oh, yeah.
a base?
Yes, I did. All right.
I might need to go get my laptop, huh?
Yeah, I think so. So what do I need to do? Sunshine and rainbows. On projects. And
All right, well, you do that. I'm going to go get my laptop
there we go.
since we had to switch positions and I am not ready to be in the non-driver seat, apparently. Also, you had YouTube all pulled up on your computer. Now I got to get it here.
Okay. That was just a happy little yawn for you all.
Hey, baby, dog got it?
It's the right language for a doggone it.
I'm just going to shake my head at you.
All right. So, friends and fellows. I'm going to move that there.
It is time to do some fun.
Yeah. All right. So I put a starter in here just to threw that in there so that I'd have something to write on, or to write with, so I wouldn't have to do that all over again. And we're going back to the original sacred texts and figuring out what exactly we're going to do and when and what and first.
Did you say what?
Yes, I did. I surely dirtily did. You like that?
Shirtily dirtily.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to catch up on chat. It's been active.
Mm.
We may be off, but our chatters are on.
Mm-hmm. So I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the floppy ear, because I know that we use that, and that seems like a good place to start. I don't know how the font is going to work structurally, so I'm just going to, design things in dead areas. What is that?
It's like a dog barking repeatedly with a siren?
Yeah, with a siren. That's so weird.
We've got some weird background noise going on here.
I'd love for Bibleridian to hear that. Okay.
Gosh. I don't know if I'm ready. 3 weeks I'm going to get to meet Bib in person?
Theoretically.
Oh!
I wouldn't be surprised if he just threw us off in a huff, a couple days to it. Oh my goodness, he's there.
Gosh, I'm so excited.
Mr. Leridian himself.
Bib, I'm super stoked to meet you in person.
Yeah. By the way,
super stoked.
I've always
3 weeks.
I've been curious, what types of books did you read as a child, or did you just dissect frogs starting at age 3? Well done, Jake. Well done.
I love you, Jake.
I'm gonna give you one of those for that.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I gotta figure out. So that's 0. That's 1600. This is probably our ascender. Is that like 1800? I need to figure out.
Yeah, the first step is always the hardest.
I've got our.
Oh, you know what? We should do a roast of David and Jesse at KobeCon. It could be quite funny. Oh my God, Miles. Wow. Anyway.
Because they blamed you? Do they have to do a DNA test of the child? The frog child? Okay.
LTS rap battle. David would win. I would fail before it even started. Oh my gosh. This little heart thing down here is in the way of actually reading.
It is. I hate it. I hate it. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea to put that there.
Like it should be down here where I type.
Exactly.
David, you're making a floppy ear.
I know. I'm just.
And I'm just sitting here doing absolutely nothing for you.
All right.
What is this? Did you make this wheel?
Yeah, I did. I did for the game. Remember? Yeah. That's right.
Do people know about that outside of our patrons?
Only on the patron live stream. Let's see here. Oh, that was the wrong thing to grab.
W. Watson, yes, we did. Hello. Oh, my. We are starting the dog language font. Helpful. Writing system.
I think I want to be at 1200. I think that's where I'm, I don't know. Especially we allowed for the sleeping dog. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off in 1200.
That's a lot to squish in. 1600 may be a better, safer bet.
Yeah.
But would that, would
Yeah.
that potentially have a ascender?
I mean,
Like this would be in the 1200 range, and
yeah,
then that
but
would be like above.
we haven't decided what to do with the
Okay.
diacritics yet. That's
True.
part of the problem. Oh.
Miles Barclays in us. Ah. Yeah, I've actually never been to Australia or New Zealand, and so I've never been to that area. Really, I've never been to anything within that sort of longitudinal range. Well, Hong Kong, I guess, is up there. Ish. It's a little bit. Is it actually in the same longitude? Australia has to fall in the same range at some point as Hong Kong.
I've
never been to Japan, though.
Well, I guess Australia does have islands that go up.
Longitude is like this, and so I'm asking if Hong Kong is north of Australia.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay. But, like, it's not too far west?
It sure is west of it. It's both north and west of it.
You're really not helping me.
I don't think I understand the question you're asking. I mean, they're not close to one another.
I'm not asking if they're close. I'm asking if they're in the same, like, longitudinal chunk.
No.
Well, you don't need to be rude about it.
You're
was
right.
asking.
I don't need to be rude about it, but...
And they would be. Western Australia would be kind of due south of where...
That can't be where Hong Kong is. Kind of feeling 1200, I hate to tell you. Let's start there.
All right, there's the map. There's the red dot for Hong Kong. Australia is indeed due south of that.
You've got to be kidding me.
So now who is the one that I can be all condescending to you for not taking my question as a serious one.
I didn't think Hong Kong was there. Apparently it's just basically North Perth. All right.
Anyway. Oh, well, that's
Jinx
interesting,
Miles.
Bibloridian.
What? What did I miss?
What have you missed?
From what little I can recall, I wasn't much into reading as a child. Wow. So it was just dissection or like building machines?
Thank you, Jake. Thank you. But this goes into also last night at our trivia night when there was a question about states that are fully in the central time zone. And you have to understand that our central time zone does not just have straight up and down lines. It's got weird gerrymandering going on. And so in trying to answer the question, I suggested 2 states that David disagreed with. And instead of trying to correct them, he just like scoffed at me. And then we missed it because of the 2 states. But he didn't believe my other 4 states that I said were in Central Time Zone. He did not believe that, even though I was right on those. That's right. I'm letting everybody know about the trivia disaster last night, even though we won trivia.
Yeah.
The Central Time Zone question still weighs heavy.
Yeah, it's crazy that Bibloridian grew up mostly, no, he didn't read very much. He mostly just watched Bibloridian videos on YouTube.
Okay, so Miles,
200.
the question was, what are the 10 U.S. states that are fully in Central Time Zone? So, like, they can't go out of Central Time Zone. They have to be like their entire state area is included in the Central Time Zone. And you had to get 10. There are 10 exactly. And I messed up on 2. And so like I essentially didn't realize how far east the Southern Central Time Zone went essentially. That was my issue. David just didn't agree with me on some of my other answers because he didn't realize that there were states like Kansas that are not fully in Central Time Zone.
Now, can I do this with just one node, or am I going to need another?
Actually, I have no idea.
Is a question.
Tethys, no, the Dakotas are not Central Time Zone. Most of them are, but they're also like on the very western edge. They're Mountain Time Zone, and so the Dakotas are not included in it. And Kansas is not included. Nebraska is not included. However, Oklahoma is. Somehow Oklahoma, which is like the full width of Kansas, is fully in Central Time Zone, but Kansas itself is not, because that very western edge goes into Mountain Time Zone.
The disagreement, by the way, was about Indiana and Michigan.
Yeah. Which the Upper Peninsula of Michigan has Central Time Zone, but the main part of Michigan does not. In Indiana, the western part of it is Central Time Zone, but the eastern part of it is not.
I'm already displeased.
Why?
It
looks like a lovely
thick.
flag. It's
too thick, and it's not long enough. So this is 1400. I'm going to try 1600. Looks a bit better, at least in terms of width. And then I brought that one up by 100 and that one down by 100. Let's try to bring it down another 100. And when you do that, you have to bring these back up another 100, otherwise you won't see the results. That is looking a little bit better.
And yes, for people asking about Texas, the very, like, when you say very western part of Texas, that is true. It's just the very, very western, but like so western that it's that little notch at the bottom that kind of goes basically under New Mexico. It's just that notch over there. Like almost all of Texas is central, which it shouldn't be based on where central cuts off in states north of it. But like almost all of it is, except for that very western part that goes out that way, which I think El Paso is down there. So I think El Paso may be Mountain Time. But yeah, very, very bizarre the way it's broken up. And what was?
Yeah.
It was when we were visiting Finland. And like Finland is all in one time zone, but then the part of Norway that wraps north of Finland stays on the same time zone as the rest of Norway.
Yes.
And so like you go straight due north and you're in a different time zone, even though you're in the same chunk of the world. But it's like, because Norway is like all one time zone, it like sort of goes like that. So time zones are just weird. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks nice, David.
That's going to do it right there. All right, that's going to be the top of our floppy here. Hope some of that was.
Tethys. So is Missouri. Yeah, time really is fake.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna do a downsy and a big underdrag that's going to flip over. Those are technical terms.
Underdrag or flip over? Ooh.
Okay, so we went with 200 width for that. And we are going to have varying widths. I don't know if this is a place to do it.
For which ones are we definitely going to have varying widths for?
Well, things like this.
Okay, yeah. He pointed to the bird one.
Yeah. Oh man, India is off by a half hour from time zones around it. So when I was in India, it was 14 and a half hours ahead. Okay, that's the width of 300. That is a width of 200, and that actually I think looks about right.
I like that.
Yeah, we're gonna flatten that up. That's at 708. Take it down to 700. Take that down to 700. And now
Did you just say 700?
I did said 700. And now we're going to bring this up. What's that?
Yeah, I was just thinking, Silvertail, I should learn more about how time was settled on in a more global manner. Because, yeah, we used to, as humans, just look up at the sun and, like, guesstimate the time from that. Which is really then interesting when you think about the seasonal shifts in places where, you know, the further you get from the equator, like, it gets really wonky in terms of, like, oh, it's the summer sun, so, like, we have a longer day versus winter sun.
I think that'll do it. We're going to see if this ends up causing problems later. It'll be a fun adventure for the later times. So now we're going to just whoopsie doodle that way and go whoop like that. But we're going to need some more nodes.
Mm-hmm.
At least that many. So now we can do that over there. Put this roughly where its corner should be. And put that roughly across from where its corner ought to be.
Wow, Magpie, I apparently don't know history well enough to know about this. Ohio took the Toledo Strip, which granted Michigan the Upper Peninsula. Wow.
Now people just go there to work.
Hey, CJ. Alice, this is Font Lab, and it's 8. It's version 8, which matters. And it really matters as they continue to update features, sometimes to the point where David has more recently been doing things and realized that the features have changed.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, Alice, you are having a day, and the fact that you are able to participate like you are when you may be concussed, you're doing great.
Come on, you know I want it to be at 800. You know I wanted to be at 800 on the dot. Oh my God, 799.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? It doesn't matter because it's not even good yet, so I'm just going to move it. All right, so this is going to be flat. Right now we're at negative 278, so we're going to bring it down to negative 278. But all this has got to come up. So that's where it needs to be. That's at 100. Holy smoke. Holy smoke. That is not tall enough. Like, just look at that. Look at that little jumbo shrimp.
Oh yeah, that's not it.
That's not tall enough. So now we're gonna have to put this up, I think, at least 200. Yeah, that's right. We're just gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna decide what the UPM size is gonna be after we're done with this glyph. We're gonna make this glyph. We're gonna make it look the way that we want to. Then we're gonna do everything afterwards. Everything is gonna be based around this glyph, kind of like M in Roman fonts.
I need you to hear something because I had never heard of this before.
Yeah.
In 1835 to 1836, there was the Toledo War, which was also called the Michigan-Ohio War.
Yeah.
Or the Ohio-Michigan War, depending on where you are. It was a boundary dispute over who got to control the Toledo Strip, which was important because minerals and the controlling the mouth of the Maumee River, and then inland shipping opportunities. And so it's just this little tiny strip. It's really small, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like where this river meets Lake Erie. And so they both wanted that area. This war, though, like, they went head to head over it. Both states legit sent troops on either side of the strip. Shots were fired into the air, but that was it.
Wow.
Nothing else happened. Apparently, the only blood spilled was a non-fatal stabbing of a law enforcement officer. But like, so no casualties. This is like a much ado about nothing kind of war.
Wow.
Where it's like all this is happening. They called it a war, but like nothing actually happened. So finally, Congress proposed a compromise where Michigan gives up control of the Toledo Strip in exchange for the Upper Peninsula. It apparently, though, was not good for Michigan at the time because even though it gave them more control over waterways and stuff, at the time it wasn't super connected to other areas, and so it didn't really help them as much as this area down here would. And so anyway, they held what was called the Frostbitten Convention, whereby President Andrew Jackson and Congress essentially like made it happen.
How is that a compromise though? Like that Upper Peninsula isn't anywhere near Ohio.
Well, the Upper Peninsula, first of all, was actually huge. Look at this strip. They were fighting over this strip.
Yeah, I know, but like
they got all this other land, which was between the two lakes, which gave them a lot of other good.
Yeah, but from whom? Like Ohio wasn't involved. That's kind of like, I don't know, like we're both fighting over this dog, and somebody else comes in and says, "Well, how about David gets the dog, and Jesse,
and
you can
cats.
Have anything you want from that person's house over there.
You get 10 cats instead of one dog." And so it's like, no, it's not what you wanted, but like you ended up getting a lot more. And then, yeah, that took that away from what could have been Wisconsin because it's right there attached to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin out here catching strays. Love it.
That is fascinating. I had never heard of this, and I feel better for now knowing it.
Yeah. I hate doing things like this. And now it needs a little dipsy doodle. It's going to go the other way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm reading the chat because I was looking at the articles I was reading. Oh, CJ! Oh, that is so wonderful. Yay! Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations. And I am excited for you. And Magpie, I'm now reading all of your comments. And yeah, like your comments overlap with what I was reading at the same time. And I love your description. We sent a bunch of militias to glare at each other. One guy got stabbed.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So this looks fine. This looks okay. This is bad. So let's try to. Interesting.
And yeah, Magpie, Michigan did get the better deal in the long run. It's just apparently at the time. Ooh, and Miles can actually see that river. Now, how do I say it? Is it Maumee? Maumee? Maumee River?
That's fine. Is that where the Ohio-Michigan rivalry started?
Apparently, that's what Magpie says, yes. Wait, that song is supposed to be about West Virginia or Western Virginia, but it clearly says West Virginia.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, thank you, Miles. Mommy. Okay.
So they were just fighting over their mommy. Got some powerful fellas.
Oh my goodness, there is a lively debate about whether Country Roads Take Me Home refers to West Virginia or Western Virginia.
I mean, it's pretty clear it's got to be the state.
The song's refrain mentions West Virginia, but the opening lyrics refer to the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah River, which are primarily located in Virginia. So it could just be like West Missouri, West Virginia, like instead of saying Western,
Look,
just West.
You expect a fella from Colorado to know the difference?
Okay, well, first of all, he's not from Colorado. He was born in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And he died out here in California. But his ashes are scattered across the Rocky Mountains. He went to school at Texas Tech, but never graduated.
Wow.
What do you know?
Now we're getting there.
And his birth name is Henry John Deutschendorf Jr.
Oh my. His friends called him the Deutsch.
This is fascinating. You're doing a great job, baby. You just keep working.
Sure about that?
I have faith. I have faith. Okay, so they do touch West Virginia. Fascinating.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah, it's Deutschendorf. I don't know how they said it. It may have been like, I mean, being all Americanized, they may have just said like Dutzendorf or something.
That's totally backwards. The Americans would have said Deutschendorf, and that's the second thing you said sounded like Dutch.
No, they would have.
Dutzendorf.
No, because like Deutsch was just changed to Dutch in most places of America.
Dutchendorf is how you'd say if you're Dutchendorf, if you were a real American, not Dutzendorf.
Listen, there's no pronunciation guide.
Holy smoke, he looks a lot like Billie Jean King.
A lot like a lot of people. It's really interesting, especially in that picture.
Kind of like John Lennon mixed with Billie Jean King, mixed with maybe Carly Simon. Or wait, No, I'm not Carly Simon. I'm thinking of Judy Collins.
Okay, so he ended up living in Aspen for a lot of his life, and he was actually named Poet Laureate of the state.
Oh, Colorado has a Poet Laureate?
Do you know that West Virginia adopted Take Me Home Country Roads as one of its state songs?
You know, Jake, that was actually a cover of the song by Israel Kamakawi Wohole, which was about West Makaha.
Opposite. Opposite.
Also, what's the one that has that song, The Rose?
Doofenshmirtz, right? What, sorry?
One of the Studio Ghibli has the song The Rose. Some say love, it is a rainbow, and so on.
I don't think a rainbow is the right.
Do you know the song The Rose?
Yeah, I used to play it on the piano all the time. Bette Midler was the person who made it super famous.
Well, yeah. But, like, I'm surprised you've heard of it.
But I think it's Some Say Love It Is a River.
It's got a bunch of things that some people say love is, from what I've heard. Okay, this has got these two notes have got to die. I want to see what happens if I do this one. Yep, that's good. But now we need another node here so that this has some boundaries, you know. And so I'm going to put it right here at the extreme. And
did you get it?
Yes. All right. Now the next thing that we need to do is get rid of these two nodes because we don't like them.
Yeah, Some Say Love It Is a River that drowns the tender reed. Razor, hunger, flower, no rainbow.
What?
Yeah, there's no rainbow. It is a river, it is a razor, it is a hunger, it is a flower.
That's the only thing that love is supposed to be.
And then it goes on to other things after that, and it doesn't go back to Some Say Love after that.
Oh, wait, some say love is a flower, but in actuality it's a rose? Who wrote this? What do we got here? Wait a minute. 404? No, senor. No. 400. Okay, we're going to put some nodes at 400 so that we can delete these.
Only Yesterday.
What?
Studio Ghibli film, Only Yesterday.
That's the movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what it was called. But that's the one that uses the rose. Yeah. Better?
It also appears in Richard Simmons' exercise video, Dance Your Pants Off.
Why?
Don't
that
know.
Doesn't seem like one that's a very good dance song or
but
exercise
now I need
song.
to see that. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So now.
Oh, Jake also said Only Yesterday, way before I did, and yeah, Miles, Napoleon Dynamite has that song for sure.
18. So this needs to go up 18 somehow.
Bye, Bubba. Miles, I love that song. I don't know that David appreciated that song for me, but he's now heard it more times than he probably had heard it in his life before me.
It was a very, very, very popular song for some time.
Are we talking about the same song?
Yeah.
Meredith Brooks?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I know, Magpie. I really am enjoying my Wikipedia time. I hope you're enjoying it too.
What's 1606 minus 1350?
Say it again.
1606 minus 1350.
256. But let me double check that.
All right, makes sense. We need to bring some things.
You said 1606 minus.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
256 was the correct answer.
Oh my God, that does not look good. But we're gonna move. There we go.
I think you're getting there, though.
Yeah.
Jake, I could not get into Little Fires Everywhere. The book was amazing, and then I felt like they ruined so many of the characters in the show. I couldn't watch it. Um, and so I made it through 2 episodes, and that was it.
I haven't even heard of whatever this thing is that you're talking about. Like legit, what are you talking about?
Little Fires Everywhere.
Is that a...
It's a book that was turned into a series on Hulu.
Huh.
And Reese Witherspoon, like, produced it essentially, also starred in it.
Mm-mm.
And Kerry Washington was in it as well.
Mm-mm.
But the book, do you know the author, Celestine?
No. Oh, yeah.
Okay, she wrote the book.
Okay.
And the book is really, really good. Well, let me find out if that is her real name. Allow me to go back to Wikipedia. Oh my gosh, that is her real name, except she also had 2 other first names. Laura Jeanne Reese Witherspoon. She had all the names when she was born in New Orleans, where she was born.
I want it where it's flat. I want it where it's flat. You know that I want it where it's flat.
George, 100%, all the time. I'll be like, oh, that looks really nice. And David's like, it's trash.
A little bit better. All right.
Apparently, the last name Witherspoon is a Scottish surname deriving from the elements weather, an archaic name for sheep, and speng, which means a narrow strip of land. So it was like a sheep land. The name is found in the county of Lanarkshire, and that is Witherspoon. So it has nothing to do with English withering or spoons.
All right. What do you think? Is that close?
Okay.
We good?
The top line feels heavier than the side line. Is that on purpose? The bottom, the whoosh, 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 is perfect. And I love all that.
Yeah, sick.
Oh, Jonathan said it was partly off screen.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow. For whatever reason, YouTube took my video way back to the beginning. And so I can't even see where we are right now.
It's going to need to come in more.
Okay. Weird. Okay, yeah, I see what Jonathan was saying. Okay.
Boy, things are...
Nice, CJ. It is cool to see where names come from. Switch on Edna mood mode. Ooh.
It's a little bit curvier. That needs to come down. That needs to be the same angle as that. Oh, this thing doesn't show angles anymore.
You have to do that thing.
That's 134. And that, wait. Oh, 21 and 21.1. So they're very close. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. How's that now, Jess?
It feels more balanced.
This thing needs to come down a little bit.
Like to make it a little tiny bit like Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm feeling what you're doing now.
Okay, the top is good, bottom is not. And
I'm feeling where this is going, yeah. And it looks balanced from the left to the right, top to the bottom. It is, people have been saying it looks a little bit more like squished down from what the original was.
sure does, yeah.
But that's also when you're dealing with the actual space that you're being given and you don't want the characters to be too tall, you kind of have to do some edits.
We can change the UPMs. Let's see what
Okay.
happens if we bring this up 50.
Yeah, that upper right corner is really perfection. I agree, Miles.
It's a little less squished.
I think it looks really good. What's also hard is that we know that every time we do a first glyph, it's really a starting point, and chances are we're going to come back and do something else to it. But like as a starting point, I think this is really good, and I would actually also be very happy if this is ending point. Bye, Mateus. Oh my gosh, we get to meet Mateus soon, because Mateus is coming, right?
Oh yeah. I hear
we get to meet Mateus soon.
Yeah. Also, I hear the big Twitch streamer McCain is going to be there.
I'm so excited.
All right.
I momentarily had to double check that though, because I was like, did my brain just make up that Mateus is going to be there because I just won?
No, he's going to be there. I like that. Sleep grammatically. That's good.
Yes.
All right. I think that, oh, George, if you want to talk about the highs, we have to go back to like season 1 where there were people that thought, you know, this is going to be a thing. And then they were like, oh, that's what you're doing, and left forever.
Some of them were happy they left.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one person that we had to mute like 8 million times?
Oh, God, yeah. That guy
and they kept coming back?
Oh.
Whew.
Good riddance.
Well, George, back to 18, because I know Bubba had to sign off, Mateus had to go to sleep, you know. And now we'll lose some people as we eat some Kopiko.
Yep.
Sorry. Right side up.
Cheers.
Clink.
Yeah. Mmm.
Oh, Miles, I'm telling you, it was like our first 4 episodes. I don't know.
Kopiko, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is this. Eat it.
But legit, we had to make other people moderators because we couldn't keep up with the spam comments we were getting from some viewers, and so we had to assign other people moderators because it was taking so much energy to try to like
there's just
mute comments,
spam, but also just a lot of negativity.
Yes,
it's like that's not what we're here for. You're gonna.
CJ is asking, does that mean they need to eliminate Kopiko for the good of our lives?
That's right. It's standing in the way of you and your dreams, so you need to go out and buy it and eat it. I'm going to try something.
Well, good night, Mateus. Sleep well. Or grammatically.
And then... Oh! Oh!
Wow, David.
That should not be...
Give a new meaning to the hourglass figure there.
It should not be smooth. There we go.
I've got so many random things open right now. There we go.
No, that's better. Okay. All right. We're going to leave it at that for the time being.
Jake, if Copico sponsors your PhD but doesn't sponsor our conference, I'll be very happy for you. But I'll still be like, really? Oh, that looks. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, yeah. It's either going to be straight or it's going to be curved. So if it's going to be curved, you lean into the curve.
Alice, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. Biblaridian is working on slides for CopyCon right now.
Ooh!
And has just realized that I'm probably going to say it wrong, but I'm going to give it a whirl.
Takvamir?
You go ahead and give it a whirl. Doesn't have a way of saying thank you.
No. Well, Biblaridian, you don't have your last slide say thank you. You have it say you're welcome.
Oh my God, Jake, that is perfect. Yes. That would be amazing for anyone to sponsor PhD. Yes.
Not with the long eye.
Alice, we are working on trying to figure out distance options. I think that's the best we can say right now.
That is the best. A more accurate thing that isn't maybe necessarily the best is that we were waiting on a response to an email that I've been waiting for over 6 days now. All right. Time to get that tail wagging. We're gonna Alright. Don't worry, it's not going to be an exact replica. This one's going to be. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to make this sharp. And then I'm going to make these smooth.
Okay, so wow, CJ got an email response to a business inquiry that for a request that was sent 4 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, at what point do you say, oh, here's this email, I'm going to go ahead and answer it? Oh my goodness gracious.
I have an email like that. I have a bunch of them like that. Okay. So we need a little dipsy doodle here. Yeah, see, that's what we need. All right, something like that. And now it needs to be over a little bit. So we're going to start by moving it over this way.
Look at that swoopy doo.
It looks pretty good. It doesn't look exactly like what we need, unfortunately, so it's going to have to change. But on the other hand, we could just do this, just bring it down a little bit. We're going to bring this up 1700. Pull these down. Yeah, make that a bit more dramatic. And now we're going to need to do something down here because there's another dipsy doodle.
As you're doing that, do you have a favorite way that you have etymologized etymologized thank you in a language?
Um,
Because you can go with just a root meaning think, right? You can have some root that ends up meaning think, and so it's just like treated like any other verb. You can do that.
I don't know. Oh, but hey,
I know a mini Shay we did I sing for you.
that's probably the best one, honestly. I mean, really, if you were talking about, especially like etymology for very clever things, what are the best ones we've done? It's probably something I've done with you, and it was probably you that did it. While I do this, though, you could come up with things that we might need for the game in the dog language, such as a name of the territory of the dogs.
That requires knowing where they are.
You're right, and we haven't set it up on the map. Never mind. So you know that song "Gray Seal" by Elton John?
No.
It has the most recognizable part of the song is actually the piano riff in the beginning.
No. But what I am going to do is set up a list of words that we need in the document.
So tell me, Gray Seal, how does it feel to be so wise? I don't know what's wise about a seal, but anyway, I was just wondering what the heck the deal was with that song. Like, why does it exist?
The whole thing was just ask why it exists.
Yeah, like, I was wondering if anybody had some, some intel on that. Should have asked Tom Cridlin. He would know. Uh-oh.
Did you just break things?
No, it said pasting from Jesse's, like...
Oh, shit. Just a second.
But don't worry, I wasn't trying...
I'm done.
I wasn't trying to paste anything, so...
And I meant to say shoot, of course. I'm making our word list of words that we will need in the language. And then I will also need to check and see if we already created any of these words by chance. And I, of course, have to change the bullet points, which are currently, I copied it over from the Sarkisier. We can't have cat bullet points in here.
Yeah, this thing is now a mess. We're going to try to fix it. Put some notes there where we know we want them. See what happens if we delete. Yeah, fixes it for a little bit anyway. We're going to try to make these things flat. Now, Waddle's way of saying thank you is, I don't know what the Z does in that. Unless will come out. Literally, I acknowledge it as something that's had a hole drilled through it, which refers to the process by which precious stones are turned into beads for jewelry. So it's basically, I treasure it like a piece of jewelry.
It is interesting how, like in some languages, you look up the etymology for thank you and it's like legit just like this root has always meant thank.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I thank you. But then other ones have things like that behind it. And it is definitely a choice when you go into your language, which route you're going to take. But I would urge conlangers to consider if you make like a really kind of crazy way of doing one thing where it's like really, culturally intense and it's like historically bleached from a long phrase like I acknowledge it has a hole drilled in it. Um, to not do that for every small phrase, pick and choose. Because there are a lot of pragmatically rich phrases that you can create in a language. And if you do that with all of them, it can get a little bit like, whoa. That's a technical term.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Okay.
Okay, I think I gotta put this where I want them. That's better. That's better.
Ooh, do we already have a word? No, we don't.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm checking, and it looks like we only have potentially one word created for the grain. I am on it. Ooh, do we have to sing? No.
Mm-mm. Terrible.
We do have run. Charge dash flee. Oh, ball is flee.
Oh, we've got a Joey Lawrence whoa request. You ready for this?
I am so ready.
Whoa!
That's good.
All right.
But we don't have escape. Okay.
Somebody know how to actually say thank you in Hindi, because I've seen that it's something like dhanyavad, but I don't. Nobody I've ever talked to recognizes this word. Something's just not sitting right. Yeah. See how it looks here. Actually looks okay there. doesn't look anything like I thought it was going to look.
It's kind of nice. Wow. According to Google Translate. Then you have that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think anybody recognizes that word.
Let's see.
Something
Well, it's in Wiktionary as well, but maybe it's only in Delhi. But yeah, thanks or thank you is what it's defined as.
Yeah. Dziękuję is from Jake. It's a time travel thing. Jake can tell you about it.
Well, Jake may not be able to talk about it if future Jake is the one who time traveled. Jake may not know that they have time traveled. Not yet.
Hang on.
Okay. Oh, I at first got concerned. It says you have left pages, but you're not on your computer, so that actually makes sense that it times out after a while. I think.
Okay. I'm going to need a poll.
I am ready. I was trying to see if we actually had a word for seeing yet, and I don't think we do. It's just that we use the word chasing a lot. Okay. I am ready.
Are these both on screen? They might not be.
I will check YouTube.
But yeah, I need an
Waiting
A.
for YouTube to catch up, but I'll go ahead and make the poll.
I need an A or a B. A is on the left.
Why mine is being all weird? Like it won't catch up, and every time I try to catch it up, it starts me over at the beginning. But Kyle says that they can see both. All right, so there's option A is on the left, B is on the right.
Huh. Meal and meal are not cognate.
Well, that's interesting. My stream is still catching up. Like, it's still not showing. Why can't I just be like, go live? Take me to the live. Oh, well.
Yeah, that'll do it. All right.
12 votes. Oh, yeah, out of how many we have left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, ending that poll. It's option B.
All right.
Has it. I think we need to come up with a verb for to sing, which we don't have in this language yet. Well, maybe your computer is just being weird. It's like kicking you out and rejoining you with pages multiple times over.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I've killed it again. I tried to make it catch up, and now I've killed it.
Enjoy class, Silvertail. Say hello from me, David. All right. So now I think it's time to, since we're already there in that shape land, we're going to do tongue.
Ooh! We also need words for... No, wait, we created words for all these. That's right.
Actually, I may do thorn first. No. Possum. Yeah. Possum will be next. Because all we have to do is do this, and instead of making it, you know, a dipsy doodle, it's just going to be a curve or a swirl.
Oh, Miles, I totally got ponytail vibes, and I loved it. Emphasis on the tail. Shouldn't be ponytail, puppy tail.
For what?
That last cliff.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Okay, so...
But nobody has any information for me about Gray Seal.
Wait, what was your question again? Sorry. What were the lyrics about, or what was the song?
Wait, so Biblaridian doesn't read, and I think he also doesn't enjoy music, is that right? I seem to recall that. I really would like to know what Biblaridian does for recreation. But yeah, this should be enough. This should be the gentleman. We just need to pretty it up. So this is all just going to be math. We need to figure out, all right, if this is there, then what is the actual midpoint?
One interpretation of the song is that it's a tribute to Elton John's friend, Steve Brown, who was a bouncer at a nightclub called the Grey Seal in Watford, England, where John used to perform. The opening lyric can be interpreted as Elton John's way of acknowledging he will meet Brown again in the afterlife.
Oh, Biblaridian's a reader now.
So that's one interpretation.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So here's we can get a really nice curve here if we've got a set of nodes on the left and a set of nodes on the right. And in order to do that, we don't necessarily need the nodes to be at the midway point between these two extremes, but we will need these to be. So I'm going to go ahead ski and try to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
However, according to another website, it was actually written by Bernie Taupin, who was Elton John's lyricist.
Oh, I mean...
And the Wise Grey Seal song is a bit of a mystery even to him. Taupin has said it's one of the songs he wrote with lyrics he never really understood but somehow work.
Oh, right. Of course, Bernie Taupin wrote everything.
Oh, it's not Taupin, huh?
No, it's Bernie Taupin. I know I've told you. Have I told other people about Bernie Taupin?
I don't know.
So when I presented at the EG conference, there were a couple of people there who were friends of Bernie Taupin. And there was a competition, just like basically for the entire conference. Presenters put up things for auction, not for auction, but like you could win it, a raffle, like everybody got a raffle ticket, and maybe you could buy more. Anyway, so this husband and wife couple, they won my offered auction item, which was to create a word for them in one of my languages, based on their names or something, or to honor a friend. Anyway, apparently Bernie Taupin was a big fan of Game of Thrones, and so they wanted me to do words based on his name, which I did in Dothraki. And they were hoping that they could be used like on a show. And so I somehow worked both of those words into Daenerys' last speech on the last episode of Game of Thrones and told them about it, and they were all going to watch. And then, Amelia Clark absolutely just ran roughshod over the entire speech, both the Dothraki and the Valyrian. It was basically just gibberish. And so, like, you couldn't even hear the words anymore. They were theoretically there, but in practice, they were not. All right. But yeah, apparently Bernie Taupin is quite the sense of humor. His gold record for "We Built This City" is in his bathroom, his guest bathroom. Ooh, I like this. Bivleridian says, "You're not wrong, W. Watson. I have trouble with music in general, and the few songs I do listen to tend to be very random. We need the official Bivleridian playlist. I assume it's going to be like, second movement of Beethoven's Ninth, followed by Call Me Maybe, followed by the theme song to Happy Days, followed by a phone message by Bjork. I can't wait." So this looks really nice, and so I don't want to ruin it by putting nodes there, but I have to in order to fix this. That's the tough part. Let's see what happens if we put it at 500. Just for funsies. Just for funsies. Let's just see what happens. Dang. I can't believe that worked.
Okay.
Like, look at this. I can't believe this worked. Check that out. I want you to appreciate this.
Oh!
Thank you. That was what I was waiting for.
Well, I, in the meantime, was like, we need a word for seeing because we're going to need like song, etc.
Yeah.
And I was going to put it like out there, but then I came up with this root, kol, which comes out as koval.
Koval.
And I like it.
Koval. Yeah, I like that.
And so, anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, back in the old days, they would kol. That was their singing. You're welcome. And so now we have...
Oh, that one didn't make it. But nose made it.
Wait, which one was nose?
Or snout. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that right now. We're gonna move ahead to go back to tongue. Because I was like, tongue is actually going to be more difficult than opossum was. And, I was right. But now we're going to go... We're going to do this one. All right, we need all of this stuff. It's just that this is going to come in quite a bit. And this is going to be much more of a steep curve. I wonder if I can just do this.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, that kind of just works. That should be good enough.
And then it needs a little shoo-shoop, shoo-shoop.
Yeah.
Those are technical terms, the shizhooms.
They're also a pop group of the 1950s. Okay, so it's not just smooth because it has a little bit on this side.
It's got the root of the tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, the top does a dipsy-do too.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more nodes. So. Ooh, most songs I like have very specific associations that prohibit me from listening to them outside of very specific circumstances. So in other words, you'll not listen to the theme song to Happy Days unless you're going to watch an episode of Happy Days. You know, this bugs you.
It does.
Why does it bug you?
Because it's folded the wrong way, so I fixed it.
What's the big deal?
You're welcome.
It's just unless I'm gonna wear big baggy sleeves, these things are gonna keep popping up, you know.
And I'll be here to fix them. Anywho,
All right.
I think we should get. I don't know that it'll fit in necessarily with the words that we need for the game, but I think we should have just a word for to throw.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I'm going to put that out there. Since I ripped you all off, I did not give you an opportunity to suggest roots for it to sing. I would love for suggestions. Remember, these all need to be monosyllables, monosyllabic. One of Meridian's words for the week of her vocabulary lessons.
That's right.
Along with monolith, which I'm like, really?
And the super common word that we are all familiar with, and so obviously every second grader should be familiar with it, monophobia.
That's right. Monophobia was on there too. Which, yeah, never even heard of that one. I had at least heard of monolith, and I could recognize it if somebody else used it, but I will tell you that I like to think of myself as highly educated, and I've never myself used the word monolith in my life. And it's one of her vocab words.
You use it more if you play video games. It shows up.
Okay. Well, as a second grader, I don't feel that it's necessary. But anyway.
It's kind of like another word I bet you don't use a lot, halberd. But those who do video games, yeah.
I think you're making things up now.
And there's cuirass. I'm almost reluctant to say it. I have no idea how it's actually pronounced, but that word.
That's true. I'm not a second grader. I don't need to know these words.
Oops.
Well, this says the stress is on the second syllable. Cuirass.
Cuirass. All right. Or cuirass. Cuirass. I think it's got to be cuirass. The second one seems. It's kind of funny. Like essentially an oo next to an e, and they're like, "Hey, you can do either. It's either wit or you. We don't care."
Don't care at all. That is fascinating. Like I've never even seen that word, and so that's brand new to me.
Also, he might think I'm joking, but I really do. I want the Biblaridian playlist. I want it. I want it shared. I want to know all about it. I think I'm going to put one down here. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up needing all of these nodes, but I'm going to make things a lot easier. Oh, you know what? This is a very dognified glyph. It's actually going to be a descender.
What did I just miss as I'm coming up with options for people to vote on?
Well, I said I wanted the Biblaridian playlist, and he said that it's very closely guarded information.
So we just need to be better friends with Bib? That's what I'm hearing.
You know, this doesn't feel like this particular glyph should be this bad, but kind of is. In fact, this needs to be, that needs to be a straighty. And this, oh, don't you dare, I didn't ask to paste anything.
Oh shoot, sorry. That was me. I was copying and pasting.
But like,
I keep forgetting we're on the same account right now because that's usually.
But the thing is, I wasn't copying and pasting anything. So like, why should it have cared? Why did I need to be notified? Yeah, there we go. I knew I could do that. Oh, we had a suggestion of khoir.
Okay, putting that in. Okay.
Wait, George is saying I'm having trouble envisioning this glyph coming from strokes this way. It's basically a capital G. Have you seen those? Try to envision that coming from strokes. But it's just 2 strokes, and then like that. Very simple. Okay, and now, uh-oh. I'm just going to take that over to 0 just so. We'll fix that later. Let's try to get the top. Let's see if we can. Ah, yes. Oh, blah, blah. How far out is that? That's 200 out. Do I want it to be 200 out? Or do I want it to be a little... Bring it in 50. And we're going to try to make this come up a little bit.
Okay. All right, I'm starting a poll. It'll take me a minute. David, I'm going to be copying and pasting things.
That's fine. I'm not copying and pasting anything. Now I want... the least of wants, by the way, are increasing as my curiosity increases. Now I would like to do a podcast with Biblaridian. Just a podcast interview that is just about music that he enjoys listening to on occasion.
Almost done. I've got one more copy and paste to do.
I know Cafe Tacuba.
Whoop.
Do I need this? Do I need that? Oh, I don't need that. I don't need that.
All right.
I do need this to be in the middle. Or let's go nuts and just throw on another node.
All right, we've got a variety of options up for voting for to throw. We've got, with pharyngealized T at the end, Hut, Rook,
It's actually kind of cool.
and Hua.
I'm just going to bring it in, but
Those are our 4.
Cool too. All right, well. Make those triangles. All right, now.
Woo! Got a lot of votes in. We had 2 front runners. Still 2 front runners, but we seem to have the right number of votes. So here we go. I tell you what, like we have so much music playing as we just work in general that these streams, it is difficult for me to not have music.
Yeah.
Um, and so it seems odd that we're just like sitting here doing work.
Yep.
All right, so we now have a word for throw.
Oh, that's intriguing. Can I get rid of this? A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, this is, I think, what we want.
All right.
And
Keeping
needs,
the other options because I think they're good ones.
this needs to be a little bit more dognified, so it needs to come down mostly straight.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So I have a couple of entries to make in the dictionary now.
I think that's good.
So, oh, and Ragdoll, that's fine to change your vote, but that doesn't change the outcome of the votes. And so we're still have for to throw. Poll this week.
No idea. Absolutely none. I mean, we're gonna have to eventually figure out how we're going to do all these, incorporate these diacritics. Maybe as a way to start, we can do the ones where the vowel is coming first, because all these are going to have vowels that can come before them.
Okay.
And then they're also going to be modified in such a way as to show that they are mutated in some form.
Jake, you weren't live? I swear we have 16 viewers according to my screen, and we had 16 votes.
No, he means that he's further back in the stream. So like.
No, they missed their vote though.
Well, yeah, because the vote hadn't happened yet.
But I have 16 viewers.
He was watching. I'm sorry, Jake was watching, but they're 5 minutes slow or something.
Okay. I have the equal number of votes and viewers. Jake is one of our viewers, but they didn't vote.
Oh, that means somebody logged
exactly.
over.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I thought everybody who was watching had voted, but they're saying that they didn't get a chance to vote. So like, you know,
it doesn't look like it would have changed the outcome.
You know, Ragdoll, it is funny because you're right. Like one sounds like the actual flying, but like if you throw something, it thuds eventually. But I was also thinking if you throw something really fast, it's like, you know, you get a little energy behind it. That's where my inspiration came from. So yeah. Oh, Jake's been trying to make a word for thank you in Yetzlaw. You better update us on that progress.
Oh, that should be. Oh no! Everything got thrown off.
Oh no! Why?
Crap. Hold
what
on.
just happened?
That's all right. There we go. And now this. Will not make that mistake again. Okay. I'm going to need another A and B poll in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, that's still going to need some work, but.
All right, I got A and B set up, ready to go. Oh, well, Viren says there's a playlist of no copyright music we can play, including, I guess, a sort of playlist called YouTube approved music. Okay, just a second, Jake. Louis? Louis? How do you do the I with the tail? I'm curious to know where all the pieces come from.
That I and that you, something has gone wrong.
Also, though, like, I want you to see what this is doing on my screen, because Bjorn put TM and it like inserted above it trademark on my screen, and like it's like I clicked other places and it's still just like,
that's pretty funny.
It legit. So Bjorn, where you put that TM for YouTube approved and then the TM on my screen, it's like, I don't know, it's concerned I don't know what TM stands for. And so in words above it, it put trademark. Shoot. Like in full words, but like in between lines. So it's just kind of like trademark is hanging out between the lines of what you typed.
All right, there we go. All right.
Oh, Tethys says in PIE to throw is hugh, which Bib says is onomatopoeic. I love it. Oh my gosh, Jake. Shoot, Louis. Shoot, Louis. Gosh, yeah, sorry. I'm doing my best. Oh wait, that's low and nasalized. Shoot, Louis. Trying. Oh, George has the same TM error. That's funny.
Okay, we're looking at A, B, and C here. C is the original.
Oh, and a C.
B is dramatic, and then A is something different I was trying.
Here we go. Oh, no. No. Here we go. It tried to add an option instead.
Everybody come up to live. And
Jake, catch up.
You've got me feeling emotions.
TM. Trademarking everything. TM, I just like immediately though think too much. So I'm like, too much. Oh, wow. Okay, it is a hard choice. So hard that we have more votes than viewers.
I kind of agree, though. Like, yeah.
So B is winning.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
We're going to end the poll because now we legit just keep getting more votes, but the viewers remain the same.
Yeah.
So B is our winner. All right, so David... Well, Alice's vote was for B, but our partner decided to vote for C. Just happens.
Well, in that case, from
David
now on,
and I never disagree.
From now on, Alice, you're the partner and she's the partner.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
All right. So we need to end here, but we are going to figure out a poll between now and Thursday.
We need to put some skeet in our daddle. Indeed.
But yeah, thank you all for being here. I know we got off on an interesting foot, but we made it. We did some things. We created some new words, and David's got an amazing start on our new writing system. So,
call it a start.
Yay! All right. Well, thank you all. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you in September. Stay grammar.